Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 41 of Power Up, your favorite superhero show, our favorite superhero show to do for you.
Dun, 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 dun!
My name is D. Marchese, otherwise known as the Beast NJ, and with me, as always, is my faithful sidekick and co-host, Gregory Verga.
Hi to all you beautiful people out there.
This show goes live on I did the same thing as I did before. This show goes live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday right here on youtube.com/the Level Up Network. So make sure you subscribe, like the videos, share them with your friends.
Like them.
Watch everything. Just spend all of your time on this channel forever. Quit your job. Quit your girl. Quit your man. Just watch our videos.
Yep. You'll get the same amount of enjoyment from working and or being with a significant other as you get from being with us. So.
I agree completely and wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
You can also catch the audio version on SoundCloud and iTunes when I remember to put them up, which I rarely ever do. Patreon.com/the Level Up Network is the best way to support us. Become a
Give us your money.
Yeah, do it. Become a patron on Patreon.com/Level Up Network, spelled exactly as it sounds, for just $1 or more. We have some perks, but not enough, and we're gonna work on it. We're working on it.
We have them. They aren't there.
Yeah. Well, we talked about doing an exclusive episode every month, which I think would be doable to put aside like another hour on a Monday if we start on time.
It could be cool because like we could switch up the formula.
Yeah, it would be. I would imagine much more like chilled out, less of a regimented thing. Like no schedule, no outline. We just like talk. Something cool.
Getting to know us.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dean and Greg.
But what's new, man? Anything you want to discuss before we get started here?
New York City Pride happened. I was Unity Man, aka the bisexual superhero. I am. I will always be Unity Man. And it was just really, really cool. I loved June. If people don't know, is Pride Month for the LGBT community. So big ups to anybody out there that's struggling with it or that's happy with it. Love you all.
Big ups.
We send our love from Power Up to you. And yeah, other than that, I've just been working all the normal stiffs. How about you, sir?
You know. Nothing.
I hate it.
I went and chilled out at my dad's place all day Saturday. I was there for like 12 hours. We went swimming, hung out by the pool all day, ate lunch. We went up to their beach in North Jersey, which I don't know. I think it's called Long Branch. I'm not sure. It really, really nice. We went and had dinner. Like it's like the place we had dinner is like facing the beach, so that was super nice. We had like cocktails and stuff.
Did you take pictures?
You know I didn't. It was really nice though. We had a really good day. I was super tired. I slept until 11 a.m. yesterday.
Oh wow.
Which is super rare for me. It might not sound that late, but I usually wake up at like 7 or 8 o'clock, even on my days off. So yeah, we left the house at like noon on Saturday, and then we left their place around like 11. So I got home like close to 1, and I was just like so fucking tired.
Yeah. I can imagine that would have been draining.
Yeah, it was a nice weekend, but it was
fun.
Also like. Yeah, it was great, but we've had something every weekend. I'm looking at my calendar, literally every weekend for the entire month of June.
Oh, that's crazy.
Some days it was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We had something to do.
Wow.
Some days Saturday and Sunday, Saturday. Like this weekend we had Saturday and Sunday because we had Jen's cousin's graduation thing yesterday. So it was like, this was the last one, I think. I'm pretty sure next week we don't actually have.
He's like, I pray.
Yeah,
I pray to the gods.
It's kind of nice. I can install these upgrades on my PC here and hopefully increase the quality of our show. Now that I have some time.
But you know, bumping it up.
I'm good though. We've been having a nice summer so far.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
We get my tan.
You deserve a nice summer.
A little bronze. See that? Yeah.
Yeah. No, it just looks really white. I got my bronze on. Do you see that?
Orange.
Okay, that's dirty.
I've been outside a lot. We've been outside, like hanging out by the pool a lot.
Those normally I get boils on my body, as you all know. I have an Irish Jewish person skin, so I burn easily. But now I have. Oh,
I really don't.
Must be fucking nice for you.
It's not bad.
I have to use. I eased my way into summer tanning, and now I finally have color, and people are noticing it on me, which is like weird for me. Yeah. Like I have 90 SPF that I used the first week. and then I go down to 70, and then I go down to 50, and now I'm at 30. So this is like a big deal for me to get here this quickly.
Sunscreen at all. I just walk outside and I deal with whatever happens after that.
Oh my God, you're a brave soul. That would be like me putting on Pam cooking oil and walking outside.
I mean, you see my skin, it's like kind of like olive. Well, now it's kind of brown because I've been outside so much, but my normal skin is kind of like olive. And I don't really, I get burnt like usually like once, and then after that initial burn, that's it, it's over. I get darker all summer. I have Italian skin.
I usually get like admitted to the emergency room.
That's Jen.
So.
Jen has really fair skin. She gets burnt bad.
Yeah. We'll die.
All right, you want to get started?
Yeah, but before that, cheers to longevity, cheers to a prosperous future, cheers to happiness, and cheers to us.
Cheers to Gay Pride Month.
Aw, that was a good one. I forgot. I probably should have said that one.
That's all right. That's why we're you know, Batman and Robin. We got each other's back. You know what I mean?
Batman and Robin.
You heard it here first.
Batman and Unity Man.
All right. All right, we got a good show for you guys today. We only have 6 stories, but they're pretty meaty, and then our topic of the week is going to be super juicy, and then we will get to the questions that we've been putting off for so long in this episode. It's happening.
Really quickly, it's not in our outline, but I'm going to throw you a curveball. You ready?
Yeah, what do you got?
I like TV time for 2. TV time for 2.
It's a little TV talk?
No discussing TV time for 2. Greg finished Voltron, the Legendary Defender, on Netflix.
Dean.
And hell... Oh, you did? Okay, good. That's why I was going to throw it in there, because I figured that you did. I very much enjoyed this show.
It was very good.
I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't know how they could do a show about lions and make it interesting to me, but it was phenomenal.
You did not watch the old show then? You were a little young.
No, not at all.
Because I was a little young, but I caught it. It was.
I knew what Voltron was. I knew what they were, but like I didn't know. Like I thought they were more like the Power Rangers, but I didn't realize like the robot was made up of like 5 different lions, and like it's very cheesy, corny. Like they literally just think about like how they're together, and then they like come together. I'm like, really? I'm like, this is the plot devices we're using, and I didn't think it was gonna be able to like stand up on its own 2 legs, but it held up.
It's great. The animation was really, really impressive. It looked beautiful. The comedy, which was the biggest surprise for me, like really landed. Like I was laughing out loud a couple of times.
Yeah, me too.
And then as the story goes along, it gets stronger and stronger. Like in the beginning, it's kind of like standard fare. Yeah. And then as you progress, you're like, oh, there's like a lot of like, there's some deeper stuff at play here. And then the way they leave it off
really
is like a huge cliffhanger. Which it's not like one of those deals where like they tie up the story and then give you something to look forward to. Like it's a straight up cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So you would imagine they have to do a second season.
Yeah, they have to. They literally ended in the middle of something.
Sounds like it was critically really well received, and seems like people really loved it. So I don't think you have to worry about getting it.
Props to Netflix continuing to kill the game with their original series, and props to DreamWorks for killing it with the animation. Loved it.
They did a great job.
I'm ready for another season.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to that. Before we get that, though, I would love Young Justice season 3. Please, Netflix, do it, please. Please,
if Young Justice, if there's news one day on Power Up that Young Justice is having a season 3, you'll see Greg in full costume for that episode, because I'll be so sad.
Dude. I could see Netflix being the parents of that for sure. I hope so.
Would just be so happy.
Greg, you know what else makes you pretty happy? A rumor.
It's the rumor roundup, y'all.
I've got one rumor for you today, but it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it is a good one.
Could Ghost Rider be heading to Agents of fucking S.H.I.E.L.D. season 4?
Okay, what?
Yeah, isn't that kind of crazy?
Yeah, I didn't even hear about this.
So here's the thing. Marvel, as we know way back, got the rights back to a handful of characters, which included Ghost Rider. Who else was in there? I want to say, like...
Didn't they get Fantastic Four?
Blade? No. That's... Well, unfortunately, that's why Fox gave us that last Fantastic Four movie, because they still own it. They got Blade. They got Ghost Rider. I don't know who else. There's a couple of other ones.
Oh, this was like when they made that deal for like the miscellaneous bunch. Yeah.
So they got Ghost Rider back, and they got Blade back.
I thought you meant like recently this happened. I'm like, what?
No, this news of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the recent thing, but the them acquiring those characters.
Gotcha.
I want to look this up.
Yeah.
Because
I like the quote that you put next to this rumor.
That's not my quote. That's what was seen on the post that we're going to talk about in a second. So Marvel gets back Ghost Rider, Blade, and who else? It'll probably tell me. Anyone?
Was it Yehika?
The Punisher.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they got the Punisher back at that time too, so that's cool. So yeah, here's the deal. On a bus in San Diego, or a trolley, it was like a train. There was a
really have buses in San Diego?
I don't know. No, they have like, I think it's more like trains and Ubers, not so much buses.
Ooh, the Uber.
So on this vehicle, it said, quote, "Get fired up," and it's an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4 promo, and then the picture seems pretty confirming of who they're talking about, if you ask me. I mean, it's a giant chain on fire, very much resembling Ghost Rider's chain whip. That's a huge get if that's what happens.
That's crazy if that's what they're doing with him.
Because that's a pretty big Marvel character to head to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
But is this gonna make me have to watch all the other seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
That's, you know what, dude? If they do it, just jump in. Just do what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna jump in on season 4 and be like, sweet, Ghost Rider.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to, because I can't. I tried to watch that show and I was just like, no.
It was bad.
No.
I need to see what Ghost Rider comes out like, though, in Marvel's hands.
Yeah, that's my point. It's like, I want to see this now, but like, will I just watch clips and be like okay with it, or will I fall in love with it and be like, fuck bullshit?
I mean, if you fall in love with it, then you might not mind going back as much, but I don't think you're gonna fall in love with it just from
I don't think so either.
I don't know even the quality of what Ghost Rider's gonna look like. I have really limited interest in like that show as it is. So unless they really do something fantastic with Ghost Rider, I don't know.
Well, I had very limited interest in the Punisher until Jon Bernthal took that over in Daredevil. So
I always liked the Punisher. I always liked Ghost Rider too, but it's just, honestly, I would have rather them held off and brought Ghost Rider into like the Netflix universe. There's a lot of talks about people wanting Norman Reedus to do Johnny Blaze as Ghost Rider. I was super on board with that for a while.
It's because he likes, he's good with motorcycles.
He's a biker guy, yeah. So that would be cool. But yeah, that's interesting. That's really interesting. That's a huge get for them if that pans out, which it seems like almost, it's pretty much confirmed. I feel like.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you don't make a bus like that unless that is happening.
Yeah. That is it for the rumors. Let's get into the news.
News.
You did it. We have 6 stories for you today, barring some that we're going to include within the topic of the week. So there's technically more than 6, but 6 that I broke out here.
Topic of the week. Oh, sorry. So you can't say the things, otherwise I do the song.
You have like audio triggers.
I know. It's like my, I'm like, what's his face, Winter Soldier. They're like, Ocean, Slop, and Gloob, and Unity, and I'm like,
That's super funny.
I love that.
All right, we're going to start out with some Marvel stuff today, and then we will go into DC, which will lead into our... I won't say because I don't want Greg to sing. Number 1, this is a good one. We have plot descriptions. I spelled descriptions wrong in our outline, but we have plot descriptions. Yeah, with an I. But we have 2 plot descriptions. One for Doctor Strange.
Ooh.
One for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh, I thought that stood for Game of Thrones Greg's Volume 2.
No.
My fan fiction piece.
So what do you want to do here? Do you want to take one and I'll take one?
Okay, which one are you going for?
Which one would you like me to read?
I feel like you should do... I'm reading them both, and I'm trying to see which one you would do better in. And I feel like you would kill Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. Take the first one, then, Doctor Strange.
I'm on it. Marvel's Doctor Strange follows the story of the talented neurosurgeon Dr. Stephen Strange, who, after a tragic car accident, must put ego aside and learn the secrets of a hidden world of mysticism and alternate dimensions. Based in New York City's Greenwich Village, Doctor Strange must act as an intermediary, is that the right word? Yeah. Between the real world and what lies beyond, utilizing a vast array of metaphysical abilities and artifacts to protect the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
So nothing new, pretty much everything we knew already. They didn't really give us any kind of tidbits to chew on.
I'm happy that it's New York. I'm happy that this is like mysticism, not in the sense of Thor, but more in the sense of like actual magic. Like it's not just like, oh, they're from another planet so they can do cool shit. It's like, no, this is like some ancient magic ritualism shit that's going on. I feel like Doctor Strange is gonna switch up the formula for the MCU.
Yeah, except for that it is in New York, and that's kind of the one thing I don't like about it. Just because everything's in New York, it's all in New York.
It's because we're the shit.
I love New York, yeah, but it's like you're gonna have Spider-Man. That's all based around New York. It's Avengers, Iron Man's in New York now. It's Cap was in New York. It's like you gotta switch it up. You gotta put some new environments. Although I don't think this is really like his practice might be in New York, but as we see, he's gonna be traveling through like different dimensions and shit. Yeah. So
and Black Panther's in Wakanda, so that's switching it up.
This is true. This is all true. And then Thor is
Wakanda,
wherever Thor's gonna be. But let's read about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
You better fucking go hard for this one.
What do you want? Name it. Name your price. You want an accent? What do you got?
I want like comedic teaser trailer description with a hint of mystery.
I don't know how to do that. These standards are becoming a little ridiculous.
Ridiculous or just right?
I'm just gonna read it. Set to the backdrop of awesome mixtape number 2, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 continues the team's adventures as they traverse the outer reaches of the cosmos. The Guardians must fight to keep their newfound family together as they unveil the mysteries of Peter Quill's true parentage. Old foes become new allies, and fan favorite characters from the classic comics will come to our heroes' aid as the Marvel Cinematic Universe continues to expand. That one
that was good, Dean.
Thank you. Gives you a little bit more to chew on. Now,
I like the part about the cosmos.
Hey, who doesn't like a good cosmos? So, old foes become new allies, right? So I think we could take that as Yondu is probably going to be a Guardian.
And my girl, Gamora's sister.
You think so?
Yeah.
What was her name? I always forget.
Me too. But I liked her. Shit. She was the blue sister.
Yeah, Thanos. Yeah, the one Thanos' daughter.
Yeah,
I know her name.
Played by Karen Gillian.
Yeah, it's the one. It's the one actress that I know her name and not the character's name. It's usually
That's
reversed.
Very true. That's so true. I feel like
Nebula.
Nebula. Obviously, we knew that.
I've been thinking a lot about Guardians lately. I think it might be time to watch that.
So?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it since theaters. Actually, no, I'm lying to you. There was Dancing Baby Groot, and I loved every second of it, so it got me really excited, and I watched the whole first movie again. So it holds up. Very good film.
I've watched it a few times. I own it. I'm thinking it might be time to watch that. That's a fun movie.
You can own a Marvel movie?
You can, yeah. Believe it or not. So, let's see here. And fan favorite characters from the classic comics will come to our hero's aid.
Which of the Avengers is coming into this movie, Dino?
I would wonder. So that one gives you a little bit more to chew on in terms of new details.
You know who's coming into this one?
Who do you think?
Black Widow and Hawkeye.
I don't think so.
You don't?
I don't think so. When does this come out?
After
Thor?
This is after Ragnarok.
Are we sure?
No, but I want to say it's after Ragnarok. I could look it up.
Please do. I would like to know.
You vibe. You what is that called?
I don't know.
You know when you fill dead void space?
Oh, vamp.
Vamp. I knew it was a V word.
You did know it was a V word. Yeah, because I'm wondering if it comes after Thor, I could probably see Thor.
Well, what was our original prediction? That Guardians were showing up at the end of Ragnarok, or that the Avengers are showing up at the end of?
I think that.
You think the Avengers?
Yeah,
second?
I think Avengers will show up.
Okay, so May 5th is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And then Thor is November 3rd, so Guardians is first.
Guardians is first. Well, then maybe, I don't know, maybe the Guardians will show up there, right? Because you have to assume if the Avengers are showing up on their turf, then they're going to go help Thor because they're in outer space. You know what I mean?
I feel like that makes
so they're probably not going to have that happen. Thor and Hulk.
So do you think the cameo in this one is just like Thor and Hulk transporting by them and like, hey guys?
I don't know. I mean, we don't know that it's Thor and Hulk. Maybe they're introducing brand new classic characters from the comics. Maybe they're bringing in people from the TV universe. We don't know anything.
I would love to see. I would love to see Charlie Cox's Daredevil blind as shit trying to navigate space, and he doesn't know what's happening. That would make me happy.
I mean, Daredevil can hold his own, man.
Or they just all of a sudden, like the Guardians find a pod as Peter Quill's like going like exploring shit, and then it's Elektra in the tomb.
Yeah,
that would be lit.
I don't know. I don't
Spoilers
know
for Daredevil.
It could be, but it definitely sounds like, you know, one of the big guys are going to be showing up here. Characters from the
somebody with a lot of
comics.
anchor weight to them.
Yeah,
I like the description.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
Interesting. So speaking of Thor Ragnarok, let's move on to number 2. Filming details.
Maybe they'll meet Rocket Raccoon's family.
That's not classic characters from the comics.
Yeah, but like
also his family is just raccoons, because he was the only.
I know,
because
he was. Like, I know. That's my point, though. Is like that would be so nice if like he met them.
If he just
like,
meets a family of raccoons and he's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
No, thank you. Moving on to number 2. Filming details. Thor Ragnarok is set to begin filming in Australia, down under, next week.
Oh.
On the 4th of July. The film is set to wrap
and koalas.
in October, but it is noted the production could last through the entire end of the year, potentially.
Wow.
So that seems like a pretty big gap.
Question to you.
Yeah.
When it's our summer here, is it summer in Australia there?
No, I don't think so. I think it's actually cold there.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's
people think it's hot year round there. They actually have like snow in winter and stuff.
I don't like that.
Some areas in Australia get.
What happens to the koalas when it snows?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm expecting you to have these answers.
No, I'm not Australian.
What happens to the kangaroos, dude?
I just do a fake accent. So I don't know. Yeah, but they're set to start filming on July 4th. That is next week. So pretty crazy.
The firework holiday.
They could wrap in October. October seems quick to wrap that. So I would not be surprised if this does take until the end of 2016 to finish up. But I do have the first production still of what looks to be a pretty massive set piece here.
It looks like a Thor's home.
Yeah, it looks like definitely Asgardian.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Pretty cool.
I like the archways.
Cool. I like practical effects. I'm glad that they are still a thing in the world.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like that good old indie movie Star Wars did it really, really well. In that, I think it was like episode 7 or something. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was great. Yeah. Unrelated to Thor, but in other production news, Deadpool 2 is planning to begin shooting in early 2017. No official release date.
And Spider-Man Homecoming as well.
Spider-Man Homecoming is already shooting. Yeah.
Yeah,
it
just started.
There was some stuff I was going to include, but I figured, it was like not much. It was Tom Holland running around as Peter, and he looked fantastic. But it was like, I don't know. I figured we would wait until we get some like real like meaty photos to put in here. So yeah, Deadpool 2 is planning to begin shooting in early 2017. There is no official release date for that, but we do know, of course, that the whole original team is coming back for that one. Pretty cool.
I love the fact that Deadpool 2, I feel like, is going to be such a departure from the first movie. Not in tone or writing or anything, but I just mean like the budget.
I think you're going to get a little bit difference in tone, too, because they had mentioned one of my only complaints with the film was they didn't really show off like Deadpool's like split personalities, like his schizophrenia kind of. And they did say like, yeah, that's something we would like to do for the sequel. So I think that would be fantastic.
I feel like Deadpool 2 could be a very, very, very phenomenal film.
Yeah, because you get little hints of it here and there, but in the comics, there's like 4 or 5 versions of this guy on any given panel, just like talking to different versions of himself. So
he's a psychopath.
That would be crazy. I just watched this. Jen hadn't seen it. She really wanted to see it, so we watched it over the weekend.
Oh, how did she?
She liked it. She liked it. She thought it was funny. I was curious.
Oh, that's good.
I said before we watched it, I was like, I'm not real sure how this is gonna land with you. It's like not a typical like one of the movies that you watch with me, but she liked it. She thought it was funny.
Oh, that's good.
Number 3
makes me happy.
Some of that Arrow casting, Greg.
Yes, my favorite.
Are you excited about it?
superhero show.
Oh, sarcasm. Okay. So we have some CW casting here in general. Variety is reporting that Artemis will be appearing in season 5 of Arrow. What do you think about that?
I like that.
You like Artemis, right? Young Justice, all that jazz.
Yeah, I like Artemis.
Now here's the thing: she's going to be played by Madison McLaughlin,
who was already in the show.
She was. As who?
The Black Canary. What?
The Black Canary impersonator. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's weird. So do you think she's going to, like, are they going to acknowledge that, or you think they're just going to like be like they just like the actress so much that they want to give her a larger role, or is that going to be part of the story that like, she's inspired to be a hero now?
Yeah, it's gonna be part of the story for sure. We kind of left her, and when we did leave her, she was kind of going the Artemis route because she didn't know where her family was from. And I think Oliver is gonna resonate with that story, and it's gonna be almost like, oh, like you don't have a family, well, come join our family. By the way, we're gonna train you to be a fucking superhero, and like all that jazz. AKA how Thea comes to be. I do like the actress though. Didn't like her as Black Canary, but I liked her enough that I think they need to do something to research that show, dude. Yeah. Honestly, I'd be happy if they just ended Arrow and put him on Legends as like the leader.
That's a good way to get me to watch Legends for sure.
Yep.
He's really
and Legends
thing I care about right
Legends
now.
Is so much better than Arrow at this point.
I gotta finish
so much better.
season 4. I'm really close. I have like 2 episodes to go, so I'm
sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I know. I heard the season finale was like brutally bad.
That was the worst season finale of a show I've ever seen, I think.
Wow, that's crazy.
It was that bad.
I'm excited
and you
to
know
watch
me,
it
I
now
love
for
everything.
that reason, though.
And I love everything.
That's true.
But that was fucking god awful.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch.
That made me sick to watch that.
For how bad it is at this point. I like watching terrible shit. For example, I just watched all 6 Fast and Furious movies. I have 1 more left, and I actually like.
Oh well, that's
I actually like them.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I like the Fast and Furious movies.
They're bad.
I know
but
people
they're
give
great.
it shit. Yeah.
Too.
They're not like Oscar-winning movies, but like they're a solid, good action movie, I think.
No, there's some of them are. Some of them are like so. The 6th one, dude, just derail us a little bit when Vin Diesel is walking out of the burning plane like he's Batman. I'm like, come on, what is happening right now?
The spectacle has to up itself every time.
It does too, yeah. I've been dreading getting into the 7th one because Paul Walker, and I'm like, oh, I'm here.
I have yet to watch it too because you know how much of an emotional sap I am, and I just know I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
I'm gonna watch. I might watch that today. Actually, I've been putting it off, but I gotta finish it up. So yeah, Artemis. She will be played by Madison McLaughlin, and then The Walking Dead's Chad Coleman, who played Tyrese, is also being cast in Arrow season 5 to be the big villain named Tobias Church.
I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't really like Chad Coleman as an actor.
He was okay.
I feel like he didn't really bring up. Tyrese is okay, but like that's the only thing I've ever seen him in. Right. I don't know how I feel about him, especially if he's the like you just said, he's going to be the big villain over the season. I cannot see him carrying that arc the way, especially coming off of what Neil McDonough just did as Damien Dark. I don't know how they're going to top that. Like he was the only good part of season 4, the only good part.
I thought he was kind of cheesy.
Neil McDonough, he gets a lot better towards the end.
I'm in the end.
He was the only positive for me in the finale. The only one.
I liked him, but I thought when they had first like cast him as Damien Dark, I was expecting like something actual, like a little darker. Like he was pretty cartoonish at times. I'm at the end. I have like 2 episodes to go. I don't know how much darker he's gonna get.
He murdered one of the main cast, so I feel like that makes him pretty dark.
That's true. But just his behavior, I feel like it's kind of corny in general. I don't know. That could just be because it's CW.
I think that's just the writing. Yeah, I was just gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
He talks like Captain Cole, but then he murders people like Joker. So
right. That's true. Yeah. I don't know. My jury's out on Tyrese as Tobias Church. We'll see what happens. I guess. Like you said.
Yeah, I'll wait to see. I don't like to be down.
Yeah, like you said, I don't really know him from much either. So we'll see. Yeah. Now
I think he was a football player, right?
Beats me, dude. He could be.
Oh. I thought he did something in sports previous to acting, but I could be wrong.
He may have. I don't know. He's a big guy. I could definitely see that.
Yeah, me too.
So before we get to the last little note for the CW casting,
favorite one.
Do you think this means we'll see Sportsmaster and or Tigress coming to Arrow since the Artemis is going to be present?
So here's here's the thing. In Legends of Tomorrow, we got a hint at Tigress, and then nothing kind of happened from her. And then they recently just came out and announced that they're doing a totally different version of Vixen, who we just recently got. Yeah, they recasted the actress. But it's not going to be the same age Vixen. So they're still open to using that girl that was on Arrow, because they liked her. It was the same girl that voiced her for the animated series on the CW's website. So she's still more than welcome to be on the show. What they're doing is they're casting an older version of her to join, which I'm assuming is going to be the Legends, whatever, Society of Justice that they're kind of building up to. But yeah, we shall see what happens. Sportsmaster, I don't think is going to come into play. I think if anything, they'll make that like a lingering thread of like, oh, who's her dad if we know who her mama is now. But I feel like that would muddle whatever. Actually, I couldn't tell you because Arrow's so fucking muddled at this point. Yeah. They're probably going to have everybody they fucking can.
Yeah.
They need something, Dean, because Arrow's not cutting it.
They do need something for sure. Finally, Linda Carter has been cast in a recurring role on Supergirl Season 2 as the President of the United States. For those of you who don't know, Linda Carter is, of course, Wonder Woman.
The OG Wonder Woman.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
I love that they're bringing in everybody from every DC property into the show, and all of their roles tend to matter. Which is really cool. The dad's playing a much bigger role in Season 2.
I like that. Yeah, I like that they had Dean Cain as the father. And he was, of course, Superman on Lois and Clark.
Laura Vanderbilt, who played Lois Lane on Smallville, is Indigo.
And they have, over on the Flash side of things, they have Barry's dad, of course, was the original Flash from the 80s.
It's a little cool like nod that they get to do.
Like
and
family.
All these people
it's
are
all about family, just like Fast and Furious. It's all about family.
You're going to be quoting Fast and Furious a lot recently now.
Yeah, that is cool. I'm
very excited. And a female president that we get to see in this world, which is amazeballs.
Well, you might see that in this world, too, unfortunately, soon, because she's not the best choice.
True. I don't. But we don't get into politics.
Don't get me wrong, female presidents are more than welcome, but...
Not this one.
Not this one. Although, I don't know. What else the fuck are we going to do?
Yeah, true.
Not to go too far down that rabbit hole, but... so this is cool though. I'm excited to see her. I like that she pops up in these things. I like that DC does like use like, you know, all of their folks. They don't have any bad blood with anyone. They bring people back around to like.
It's really cool that I bet you anything they're gonna be like, oh my god, if it isn't the Wonder Woman herself, the president of the unit, like something corny, and that's gonna make me so happy.
Yeah, there's no way that she is on the show for more than 5 minutes without them making a Wonder Woman reference. Yeah. And normally I would say that they wouldn't if it's just any show, but this is a DC property. Like, they're definitely gonna.
They're so cheesy. I love it.
Number 4. You ready
this is I'm not ready for it. I'm like emotionally, but like I'm ready for it mentally.
This is like my story of the week. Grant Gustin himself confirmed via Twitter that the premiering episode for The Flash Season 3 is indeed called Flashpoint.
What?
Fuck yeah, Greg. I'm so excited, dude. I'm so excited.
Okay, so we were contemplating this after the Season 2 finale. That's crazy. There's only been 2 seasons of the show. I feel like we've been watching the show for years. That's how good it is. It feels amazing. But yeah, Flashpoint Paradox is going to happen. How long do you think they're going to carry on the Paradox? I'm thinking it's going to be like a 2-episode arc.
I think it's going to be the whole season.
You think the whole season's going to be Flashpoint?
Yes, I do.
That's a big stretch goal, boo-boo.
I think so. I think the whole season's going to be Flashpoint. I think he's going to finally come back at the end, and everything's going to be okay. Like, he'll have fixed whatever.
I don't know if
there
I'd
might
be
like subtle changes here and there, but like I don't think everything's going to be exactly the same when he comes back. But yeah, I think the season is going to be based around the Flashpoint Paradox.
A lot of people are saying this is how Supergirl is going to end up joining their universe.
I can see that, yeah, for sure.
Which that would make me happy. So if I'll deal with Flashpoint being the whole season as long as my girl Melissa gets to come over.
Deal with it? What do you mean? That would be fucking awesome, dude.
I don't know if I want a whole season around it.
Why? You still get the characters we love. You'll still see like everybody.
But my Barry's world was so perfect at the end of the season.
That's why this is awesome, because they don't let anything just be like happy-go-lucky. That they fucking mix it up on that show.
I know, and this also gives us opportunity to have Thomas Wayne.
Yes, it does. Gives a lot of. There's a lot of things that this could bring in for them that would be really, really good. This is awesome. This was basically confirmed in my head from the second that episode ended.
Yeah.
But it's nice to hear like it's a thing. It's fucking happening. So did you see kind of what happened with this? How it was revealed?
No. Besides, oh god.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, he was like on Twitter talking to fans or something, and he was like, "Oh my God, we're just about to start shooting episode whatever." He's like, and it's titled ... He's like, "Psych, nah, I'm not gonna tell you." It's like, it's awesome. And then he's like, "It's awesome. Be really excited. It's fucking crazy." And then Greg Berlanti tweeted him, and he was like, "Go ahead, you can tell him." And then fans were like, "Do it, tell us what is it." And then he was like, "Flashpoint, period," and everybody fucking went nuts.
Lost their mind, yeah.
Yeah. So it's
that's cool
awesome.
that they can have fun on social media too. I love Grant Gustin as a person.
He's a cool
He's
guy.
a good guy. I would like to meet him.
Season 3 is gonna be awesome.
Season 3 is gonna be fucking incredible. The Flash is easily the best superhero show on television.
Yeah, I cannot
Supergirl's coming up on it though.
Yeah, sounds like it. People like that show.
Just the fact that we're gonna have Green Arrow, The Flash, Martian Manhunter, The Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl all on the same show at one point, that makes me sick.
That's pretty awesome.
I feel like a fucking king of the world. I'm just so happy.
Well, we got that Superman now. I feel like I need Batman.
And we have Superman. Oh my God, I completely forgot about that. And we might have Superboy.
That would be crazy.
Oh my God. Well, they're going to Cadmus, so we don't know what's going to happen this season. Oh my God. Imagine I have Superboy, Supergirl, and Superman together.
That'd be pretty crazy.
But to start crying. I'm getting emotional. Can we move on to the next story, please?
You should probably take it easy. Number 5, to get out of both DC and Marvel stuff, the one who knocks himself, Bryan Cranston, has been cast to play Zordon in the Power Rangers film.
AKA best choice ever.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking amazing.
I feel like now he's going to be the dad of all these little weird kids.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the idea. Yeah. They also released a poster, which I think is pretty cool.
I love the poster for it with the Power Rangers Thunderbolt.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We speculated about this a little bit, but who do you think is not on the car?
I say the Jason, Red Ranger.
I feel like that's dirty.
No, it's the same as I said to Andrew. He would be the one who would be like putting the team above himself. That's the Red Ranger. That's what he does. He's the leader.
I just don't get why they're standing on the roof of the car.
Because they're fucking kids. And it's a cool poster though.
I'm excited for this movie though. I will say that.
I like the slogan there. That
what is it? I read it, but what does it say again?
What really gets me excited. He says together.
Yeah.
Together they're more. Is something that?
Yeah, it's like together we are one or something like.
Together we are more. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm really excited. Starting to get really excited about this here. I didn't
know how I felt, but
yeah, I was kind of down on it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But Andrew was always actually really upbeat on it.
The one casting choice I'm not a fan of still is Becky G.
Yeah.
I don't like her as the Yellow Ranger because I don't like her, but I might fall.
I don't know any of them from anything. So
I know Becky G, and she's not a good Spanish rap artist.
I will take your word for it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to get a little more optimistic about what's going on here for sure.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm
ready to see the animations for it. It's morphin time, and it's like, and it fucking kicks in. That's when I'm gonna lose my fucking.
They must.
They have
use
to.
That song.
They have to. And if they don't fucking use it, I'm gonna flip my popcorn up in the theater and kill people.
I'll be really disappointed if they don't.
I won't kill people in my theater, but like, be warned. I'll flip my popcorn. That'll be a thing that occurs.
The casting, Bryan Cranston is fucking awesome. That's what really grabbed me by the throat. I was like, oh,
he's gonna be like, Rangers, we have to make blue meth.
I think it's gonna be no, I think it's gonna be a different take on Zordon. Honestly, I'm not so sure that he is gonna be like a floating head in a tube.
Yeah, I feel like they might differently interpret it now.
I think he might more be like a man, just like a man, like kind of think of like Dragon Ball Z when they're in like their like cryogenic sleep when they have to like heal.
Okay.
And their body's like floating and it's all hooked up like the cables and stuff. Oh. I was kind of thinking they might take like that kind of approach.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess.
I hope he's blue.
I think he will be blue in some capacity. I think they're definitely trying to remain somewhat faithful to the source material, but they're also trying to make this like a new beginning for the Power Rangers.
What do you want the sponsored artists to be on the movie?
Like for the soundtrack?
Yeah, did you just hear Suicide Squad's?
No.
It's Lil Wayne.
Really?
And he did a song with, I forget the other guy. It's the you know the ex-ambassadors, the people that sang Unsteady?
No.
Because I'm a little unsteady. It's like,
yes.
Whoa. Yeah, them and Lil Wayne did the theme song for Suicide Squad. It's really good. It's called Heathens.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's good.
I like Lil Wayne.
I like Lil Wayne.
I'll have to check it out. I don't know. For this, like, I don't know. That's not something I ever really think about. Is who the sponsored artist is.
Oh, I always listen to soundtracks of films.
I listen to soundtracks, but not like the soundtrack. Like, I listen to the scores for the movies.
Suicide Squad is a good one. Just so you know, it's on Spotify.
Like
it
the
has
licensed soundtrack?
And yeah, it's fun.
Pretty cool.
It's a good one.
The only one I actually went in for was Mixtape Volume 1 for Guardians of the Galaxy. Because
that's a choice, though.
I love those songs.
Ain't no mountain high enough, Marvin Gaye.
Yep. That's true. That is the song that's on there.
I like that song.
This is a weird show today.
It is.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Power Rangers, though. I'm keeping an open mind.
Go Power Rangers!
Go Power Rangers.
That was like the Bryan Cranston.
That's kind of what I was going for. Go.
I'm one of the Rangers. I'm like, shit.
Holy shit, we better get the fuck out of here. Number 6. Mark Millar will be relaunching his acclaimed series Kick-Ass with a new hero donning the suit this time around. This is a cool story.
I like the story.
Comics, this is a quote from him, by the way. Now, I intentionally copied this word for word, okay? Because I have a lot of problems with it.
I think the kids call it verbatim.
Comics is not short of white males aged around 30. I'm sorry. Comics are not short. Why? It's not is. It's are. The demographic seems...
Wait, is that the part that made you the most angry?
That's one of them. Yeah, read that. Comics is not short of white males. Comics are not. If it's plural, it's are. If it's singular, it's is.
It's a Spider-Man.
God damn it. The demographic seems pretty well catered for in popular culture, Millar said. And now another one's coming. I don't think many blonde white guys around 30 feel underrepresented when they pick up comic, not a comic, when they pick up comic or watch a movie. Being older or younger or female or African American just seems more interesting to me as a writer because this character is quite unique and opens up story possibilities that hasn't been tried in almost 80 years of superhero fiction. That hasn't been tried. Haven't! Fuck you! This woman has a completely different take on Kick-Ass, end quote. So all grammatical errors aside, it's cool that he's just willing to uproot his whole series and what it's based around and make it around a female this time.
Yeah, I like that.
And I like what he's saying, how like these heroes could be looked at, or his hero could be looked at as kind of like a James Bond type. Like it's just a name. The person playing it.
It reminds me, Kick-Ass reminds me of like Doctor Who, where the roles can be filled by anybody of any color, any race, any gender. But like the essence of what makes that series fantastic is still there, which is like the quip and the humor and the funness of it all, and the explorative nature of space and all that nonsense. Kick-Ass is like that to me.
Did you read any or all of the Kick-Ass books?
Not all. I've read some of the original ones after the first movie came out. I wasn't that big of a fan of the sequel, Kick-Ass 2, but I did love the first Kick-Ass film. And then when I found out that Dark Horse, I think, does it, right?
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not positive on who wrote it, but I did read a couple issues, and I actually enjoyed the comic book just as much as I did the first movie. Not the second. I'm not a fan, like I said, of the second one.
I think this is...
I thought it was Dark Horse.
I can't read it. The spine is too far away. Okay. I don't know. But yeah, I love the first book. I own the first book. I didn't read the other two. I think there's two now, and then there's a Hit Girl spin-off book as well.
Yeah.
But the first book's great. Believe it or not, it is even more vulgar and graphic than the movie.
I didn't realize you owned it. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I read that one on my iPad.
Yes, I do. It was Jen gave it to me as a gift.
That's so nice.
Oh, she's a good lady. And that is it for the news this week.
Bye, news.
So long, news. We have now our topic of the week, which incorporates some news, which is this week, just plain and simple, Justice League.
Topic of the week. Topic of the week. And we're talking about Justice League.
That was pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
Oh.
A lot of news coming out about this Justice League this week. I figure what better time to start speculating, start talking about it. Suicide Squad's on the rise. DC's coming up. Let's talk about some Justice League. So like first, we got a logo here. And I will forewarn all of you, I don't like it one bit.
You don't?
I do not. I think it's really, really juvenile and really terrible. That said, I don't think it's going to be the logo that's finalized on the movie poster. I think this is just some promotional stuff. But let's take a look at it. Here it is. Not for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. You know what I wanted it to be?
The Justice League
different colors.
From the fucking cartoon, like everybody wanted it to be.
Well, that. But I liked. You know how Legends of Tomorrow does the like pan in?
Yeah.
And it's like all the symbols of all the different members.
Yes.
And then they like go into Legends.
They had
like
that, kinda.
Yeah.
Okay. There was like a CinemaCon of some kind. I'm looking it up now because there was a photo that I debated on including, and I realized I should have because we naturally got there. But yeah, they had a different poster that was like lining the walls. And it had all the symbols for all of the different franchises, like Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and all that. And then it did have a different Justice League logo on there, and it had all of the heroes' symbols on there as well.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. I found it. So let me see if I can pop this in there real quick.
Pop it in.
This logo is like, I don't know, dude, like Mike tried to like fight me on it and like convince me of why it's so great and minimalistic. I'm like, that's not minimalistic. That's lazy. It
reminds me of like a Nike ad or something.
It's like Apache font, and they put a star in it. Like I recreated this in my Photoshop program in literally 2 minutes. And I was like, I shouldn't be able to recreate a big budget like AAA films logo in 2 minutes.
And it just doesn't scream superhero to me. Like there's a star in it. What does that mean?
Right.
No, none of the symbols for any of our heroes are stars.
No, they're not.
Wonder Woman's the closest, and it's not a star.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not really sure why they even bothered with this. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna be the movie like poster logo or anything like that. I think this, and I got the image here, so let me put this in, is gonna be what we're looking at. Just kind of
this I like.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think that's the more it's more the font that is from the animated series as well, that Justice League font.
Yeah. It's more like almost hollowed out even in between like all the space of the letters. You know what logo I really love that the DC has done? Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman's logo.
Yeah. Wonder Woman's logo is pretty cool.
I like hers.
I apologize for the size. This is all that is available though. But yeah, so that's what I found in my journeys across the internet. So it seems like that's gonna actually be the logo. I don't know what this other shitty one is that they've shown us here, but not a fan of that.
No, I will agree with you on that.
So let's get into some of the news that's been breaking here. So Joe Blow has brought word that it is now a part 1 part 2 situation. This is just going to be one movie, Justice League, period. And I think that's awesome. What do you think about that?
I'm a big fan of that as well. I know that. Hold on, that thought just left my head.
Maybe it's because you're playing with your
phone.
Come
back to me,
bitch.
No, I was reading about. I was gonna start talking about exciting casting news
in Justice League?
For the Game of Thrones actor. Yeah, because I had all the casting news up on my phone, but then I just retracted a bunch of it. So
that sucks.
the Game of Thrones actor was supposedly joining Justice League. The guy who plays Tormund, who is Jon Snow's second in command for the Wildlings, the redheaded bearded guy. He was supposed to play an Atlantean king, and I was just reading about it, and it just got updated an hour ago and said, sorry for the error, he's not in it. So I said, good.
That would have been cool, actually.
I would have been very happy about that, and that's why I was getting excited to share the news, and then I was reading, and I'm like, fuck, never mind.
Well, what do you think about this being instead of being a part 2 type of film, just being all one movie?
I'm okay with it as long as it doesn't turn out to be something like Batman vs Superman. Like, I don't want it to have like a really good. I don't want it to have good sections. Like, I need the whole thing to be good. And if that was gonna fit better into 2 parts, then like, yeah, go for it, 150%. But like, the movies that I think do 2 parts really well were like Harry Potter, because there was a lot of material to draw from. Like the Hunger Games did not need to be 2 parts. Divergent doesn't need to be 2 parts. Like movies like that are doing it for the money and for the success of it don't need to do it. So if Justice League can do it and be 1 part, then fucking go for it. Like, balls to the wall and make it the best Justice League movie you've ever made. But don't overbloat it and make it an almost 3-hour film and then like stuff it with a bunch of cool ideas, but then it only have good sections.
Well said.
Thank you.
I agree. I think that they were maybe running a risk of dragging it out, and I think they probably consolidated it into fitting more of a tight breakneck pace, which
especially with Jeff Johns on it now too.
And it's seeming there's a lot of stuff that came out about this because people had set visits, etc. So it seems like it's on the right track. It sounds like, and I think that is part of it. I think they wanted to have this a much more faster pace. I don't think they want people like falling asleep in the theater like they could have. So
my brother legit almost fell asleep during Batman vs Superman.
Quite a few people told me that.
Yeah.
So this is I think a good move. We'll see. So we have some other news now. Batman will be getting a new vehicle called the Flying Fox to transport his teammates in. It is described as a tank-like vehicle called... two vehicles. Yeah. So he's got a vehicle called the Flying Fox to transport his teammates in, and then he also has a tank-like vehicle called the Nightcrawler. He also has updated armor and a new suit by the end of the film.
And the new Batmobile, too.
Yeah, it says whose differences will be unseen as they'll be underneath his current costume, but that's not what I heard. Somebody from IGN went on a set visit, and he said what he saw was it started off with him as in the classic suit, and by the end of the day of them shooting, he had like all different like armor plating attached to him, kind of like Arkham.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's what I read too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. I don't like that the fucking ship is not called the Javelin.
Yeah.
Because that makes me fucking mad. That's the Justice League ship, is the Javelin. Yes, Batman creates it, but it's their ship is the Javelin.
They might get there though. You got to think. You know what I mean?
I hope. Because they better be. Because what the fuck is the Flying Fox?
That could just be right. That could just be the code name.
It better be. Because if the Justice League ain't flying in the Javelin, you can suck on my balls.
I mean, you got Jeff Johns in there, dude. You got to think like he knows what he's doing for sure.
I would hope.
He's not gonna let anything...
Fox. That's like the worst name ever for a ship. I do like Nightcrawler for the tank.
Yeah, which I heard was cool. It said it literally has like 4 legs, and it was like climbing through like on the walls and stuff, like tactically.
I kind of think when I think of a Batman tank, I think of the deep cut here, Mass Effect video game franchise. I think of the Mako.
Oh, sure.
That would be nice.
That would be cool.
I like that.
So the Flash is going to have a cobbled together costume with his initial costume being made out of stolen pieces of tech, including heating tiles as seen on the bottom of the space shuttle.
Is there any Frozen villain?
Is there what?
Like, why does he need heated tiles?
Because he runs so fast that the friction causes too much heat.
Oh, we're on the Flash now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like,
this is the Flash.
Batman?
It says the
like,
Flash.
Why does Batman need that?
No, it says the Flash will have cobbled together his initial costume in the film with stolen pieces of tech, including heating tiles as seen on the bottom of the space shuttle. So that's cool.
Well, if like the opening sequence is almost the way Marvel just did with Civil War, where they're going to take down like Captain Cold or something, and then it's like flashback. This is Bruce and Diana recruiting. I really like that a lot. A lot of people are saying that the Flash is going to be like Batman's new Robin character.
That would be cool.
Because he's really, really young, Ezra Miller too, especially compared to Ben Affleck's Batman. And then when asked about that, he said it's Ben Affleck said this about the character. He said it's very interesting because he's so young and full of life and like really energized and quippy. And Batman's so dark and brooding and is just starting to regain his faith back in humanity. So I think that dynamic will play really well off one another. And Robin and not Robin, or Flash and Batman always play well off each other because they're literally polar opposites.
Yeah, and there's some stuff.
If they get Ezra Miller's Flash right, that is.
It seems like they are, and a lot of people are really, really up on it right now. And we're gonna read a little bit about that in a second. Cyborg's costume will be 100% CGI. I'm not really that surprised. I kind of wish they did some practical effects though. And Wonder Woman's is the same as seen in Batman v Superman. Willem Dafoe, happened while we were away, I think, on a break, has also been confirmed to be playing the role of Vulko, an Atlantean that is Aquaman's mentor. He said they also said he was like a specialist in science.
Do you think the first Justice League movie is going to be Throne of Atlantis?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
Because all these rumors that keep happening with Aquaman is... Like, even the Game of Thrones actor was supposed to be playing an Atlantean. Like, everyone, that's all the casting, is they're all making them Atlantean characters.
I think a lot of it's going to have something to do with a problem that is joining together the surface world and Atlantis, and that's why Aquaman's gonna finally balls up and be like, okay, I have to help these guys because it's affecting all of us.
Think they're gonna send more cameras after him to destroy?
That was funny. I don't think it's gonna be Throne of Atlantis, actually, just because that maybe not in the, maybe it will, but not, it can't be in the traditional sense because that was all about Arthur leaving the surface world.
Yeah,
I think he's clearly already the king of Atlantis here. Because we've seen him underwater.
He's only in underwater, right?
Yeah,
like he hasn't. So maybe
they could do a different take on the Throne of Atlantis. Who knows?
That's true.
We'll see. But so we have a description between the scene of Barry and Bruce, which sounds fucking awesome. And I
love that.
Everyone said this was great. They said the guy who visited from IGN, Jim Vavida, he said this is seemingly DC's answer to Marvel's Spider-Man, and it worked great. They said he's funny. It's exactly the upbeat kind of like thing they need for this.
Still should have been Grant Gustin, but I'll take it.
So the pair exchange dialogue, and it is as follows: "There's a person who looks exactly like me, but it's definitely not." That's Barry Allen talking. Hippie, long hair, very attractive Jewish boy. He drinks milk. I don't drink milk. He jokes as Wayne starts to walk over to a red suit standing in the apartment. Wayne says, "I know you have abilities. I just don't know what they are." And then Alan says, "My special skills include Viola, web design." Alan rambles as Wayne examines the suit and notes it's made of a very specific heat resistance material. Alan says, "Yeah, I do competitive ice dancing." Quote from Bruce, I believe, "This is the stuff the space shuttle uses to prevent from burning up on re-entry." Very competitive ice dancing? Alan replies with. Just then, the film returns to slow motion as Bruce Wayne hurls one of the razor-sharp bat logo-shaped throwing stars. It's called a fucking batarang. What do you... Come on. Alan looks at it inquisitively as it passes him in slow motion, then with a profound realization grabs it out of the air. Silence, surprise, and then, "You're the Batman?" And then Bruce says, "And you're fast." And then he says, "That feels like an oversimplification." Bruce tells Alan he's putting together a team of people with special abilities because he believes enemies are coming. Barry immediately wants to be a part of it, and Batman can't help but ask why he agreed so quickly. "I need friends," says Barry, just before holding up the throwing bat star and says, "Can I keep this?" Pretty good.
I love that.
There's also some more to that. I don't know where the line is, but yeah, there was some stuff in there where like Bruce was like making some jokes of his own. So they've definitely taken what fans have said about BVS to heart, and they're definitely trying to like uplift this and make it Justice League, like, you know what I mean, like not so dark and dire, but like fun and awesome and action packed and funny.
They were saying that Batman vs Superman was greatly inspired by The Dark Knight Returns.
Sure, which is
such a dark story. Yeah, exactly. So that's, I think, what they were kind of going for there. But now, like I was saying before, like at the end of BVS, like Batman and Bruce Wayne especially is so changed by humanity and what they can do for the world. And I think he's starting to become more lighthearted and accepting of that fact. So I feel like we're going to start to see him open up a bit more. And yeah, if he makes a dark quip here or there, I think it'll play off really nicely, especially with the rest of the team being like, "Holy shit, dude, like, you're really dark. Like,
yeah,
you need to rein it the fuck in."
I'm excited to, I don't know how vastly different he's going to be in this than he was in Batman vs Superman, but it sounds like pretty different. It sounds like the end of that film, without spoiling it for you guys, is going to really have an effect on him, and where he's going to really start trusting people again. And that's pretty cool. Yeah.
He did say in an interview too, Ben Affleck talking about this, there's definitely more room for humor in the film, and it's not going to be a traditional sense of the DC movie where we're just trying to overturn everything, make it dark, make it gritty for everybody. He said the step in this character's evolution is that he's bringing together all of these characters who have all already had their origin stories. So now it's just a matter of how do they function together with all of their different powers and how all the superheroes can coexist in this world, which I think is such a good quote. Room for more humor is a good thing. And especially interacting with them. A lot of people said that went to go visit the set that they did see them a bunch of times in the film. So I'm really happy if they have them on the screen more than just like one big time for like, what's our plan, guys? Like, I don't want to see Batman and Wonder Woman and then Batman and Flash and then Batman and this. Like, I want them all to interact together.
Same. Yeah, kind of like without, you know, I don't want to, it's impossible not to compare them, but I'm not trying to make it seem like they need to be Avengers, but kind of like Avengers where they all had their little intro in the beginning, and then once they all came together, aboard the helicarrier, like most of that movie was revolved around the group. And I think that's important. I think that's what they need to focus on here and show these guys interacting together, maybe some of their differences, maybe some squabbles, maybe how they come together, how they solve problems together. They need to really build this up into like, this is how the team begins.
Another cool quip that they were asking Ben Affleck too, they asked him, how is it that the team's going to be able to function really well together, especially coming from all the different backgrounds? Like, it's, for instance, it's going to be really easy for the Flash to be taking orders from somebody, but like, who's the leader of the Justice League? Normally you see that as Superman, but obviously, spoilers for the end of Batman vs Superman, Superman isn't going to be in this film, at least not in the majority of it. So is Batman going to be able to like overthrow rule over Aquaman, who's a king of a whole underworld city, or Wonder Woman, who's the princess of the Amazons? Like, how does that hierarchy form?
Do you think Superman's really not going to be in this?
I think he's going to be in it, but I don't think he's going to be in a majority of the film.
You think so? Maybe it's going to like finally come back at the end?
Yeah, I think he's going to be like the big thing that's like, what? Like, Clark, you're back. And then everyone's going to be like, shit. The reporter came back at the same time as Superman? That's funny.
I don't think so. I think Clark's dead. Whether Superman will come back, but I don't think he's going to be. I think he's just going to be Kal-El. No, I don't think he's going to try and have like an alter ego anymore. He's just going to be Superman, which I'm excited for because honestly, I never found like the alter ego of Kal like that interesting. Like,
no,
it's the same old song and dance. Like, all you know, alter ego nerd with glasses. Then he turns out to be like the super handsome, strong superhero. Like, we don't need it. Just be Kal. That's way cooler. His home world, his lineage, his family from the other planet is way more interesting to me than anything Clark Kent does.
He also said, Ben Affleck, about Batman's fighting, that there will be 2 more action sequences just specifically focused on Batman that are looking to one-up the scene from Batman vs Superman, which that's a plus for me. But he did say that it's going to be treated very differently because Batman was in a very dark place at that time. Right. So the stabbing through the shoulder and the darker stuff is probably not going to be happening once again.
Sense. That makes sense.
Which I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that because
so
it makes sense combat for the story.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the time when everybody was bitching about how he was just like tearing people apart in BVS, it made sense for me in that movie. So as long as it makes sense for the story, I'm cool with it. But yeah, that sounds good. I'm down for some more Batman fight sequences for sure.
Nothing will beat that fight scene where he throws the knife at the guy, and awesome. Dude, that was just so good. It was so good.
It was awesome.
Another casting rumor that I have for you, that this one did not get overturned like the Game of Thrones actor one. Jesse Eisenberg confirms he'll return as Lex Luthor.
I did.
Yay! I'm sorry.
In Justice League.
In Lex Luthor will indeed appear in Justice League, is the quote. As Jesse Eisenberg has confirmed, he'll be reprising his villainous role in Warner Brothers' upcoming DC film. In an interview with Shortlist, he expressed his excitement in returning, saying, "It was the most fun I've ever had at playing a role, and my most challenging in a great way, but definitely my most rewarding experience. I would love to continue playing this role for years to come." That makes me sad.
We'll see what happens there.
He did leave a very ominous quote at the end of the interview and say, I hope he stays alive through the next couple films.
Right. We'll see about that.
Let's hope he dies.
Now, there was concept art showed on the set of Superman. So we'll see. They said, it says here, only a few past images of Henry Cavill's Superman from Man of Steel and BVS appeared in the cast section of the production room's artwork. However, the fact that the production art appeared to be presented in a chronological order, narrative order, seemed to indicate Superman wouldn't return until the movie's home stretch. So there you go.
Yeah.
Sounds like we'll see him at the end.
Yeah. If anything, he'll be like the post-credits tease.
I think they'll be in the movie. Like in the actual movie's end before the post-credits.
I feel like it was such a big decision to take him out of it. Like, I don't know if he could be anything besides a tease in Justice League. Which is sad because it's Superman and a Justice League movie, but like,
yeah,
you made that choice at the end.
They jumped the gun for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But. So I do have the film's plot synopsis here.
Okay.
So it says, fueled by his restored faith in humanity and inspired by Superman's selfless act, Bruce Wayne enlists the help of his newfound ally Diana Prince to face an even greater enemy. Together, Batman and Wonder Woman work quickly to find and recruit a team of metahumans to stand against this newly awakened threat. Sounds like it is definitely going to be a fucking apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
Apocalypse, sorry.
Yeah.
Who am I thinking of?
Wrong thing.
Who am I thinking of?
Very wrong thing. Brainiac?
Not Brainiac.
Darkseid?
Yeah. right?
That one. Yeah.
Because they're saying Awakened. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, to my credit, Apocalypse and Darkseid are super fucking similar.
They're kind of like the same person.
But despite the formation of this unprecedented league of heroes, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Cyborg, and the Flash, it may already be too late to save the planet from an assault of catastrophic proportions. Mm-hmm. That is until, of course, Superman comes back. That's my own personal addition to that plot synopsis.
You think Superman's going to come and like finish the battle?
No, I don't. I think they're going to lose. And then I think Superman's going to come and be like, we need to become a stronger team together. And then the second Justice League movie, the fight rages on.
It's like a 30-minute movie. Everyone goes to part 2 and it's just like Superman beating the fuck out of Darkseid.
Yep.
I'm okay with it.
No, I do think they're gonna have. I think they might lose, and then Superman might show up.
Kind of very similar to what we're thinking with Infinity War.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think, man? It sounds pretty cool to me. I'm excited for this.
I'm very excited. I'm just happy that we're gonna, like I said, I want, as much as I don't agree with a lot of the casting choices, and as much as I hated a lot of Batman vs Superman, I think they're on the right track now for this. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna have to live with Batman vs Superman as a thing. It had some cool elements to it, so as long as they take out the cool parts and inject that into this jelly donut of sorts, right I'm ready to bite into it.
Right in that jelly donut, Greg's gonna bite it. I'm excited. I think this is gonna be cool. I am going in with tempered expectations because of its.
The Flash scene synopsis makes me a little bit more hopeful for Ezra.
I'm much more positive on that at this point. I do like Grant Gustin, but I'm getting excited for what they're doing here. And it does sound like it's going to be a really different Flash, so that's good for them and for us, because then we can still have both of our universes existing here.
I enjoyed that. We do have a question if you'd like to answer it quickly.
I would love to.
Okay, perfect. This question comes to us from Rick, aka GFN2112, in the chatter spheres. Guys, be sure to hit him with some love, because he's always hitting us with that love. Of course, you can be featured on our show just like he was by sending your questions to powerup@thelevelupnetwork.com, spelled exactly as it sounds. Title it anything you want. As Rick titled it, double question, 2 questions of questionable questioning. He says, Dean, who do you think is the most overused / overrated comic book character? Can be a hero or villain, Marvel or DC.
That's a great question. I don't know the answer. It's definitely not Batman. Batman is rated appropriately.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Awesome, and that's why everybody loves him. Overrated. I'm gonna say
me personally, I'm gonna throw out Superman. I don't think that Superman has a good enough story in modern times, especially in our day and age now. I think my favorite adaptations of him are when he's dealing with the fact that it's like almost extraterrestrial amongst a whole slew full of humans. Yeah. And I think it was I think that's what they were going for in Batman vs Superman, and I think they just kind of missed that note. But I think that story is very interesting to me about him. But I think his whole backstory and everything like that, it's just very overused, overrated. And I think Superman now as a character is just almost like the face rather than the character itself. So I think, me personally, Superman's my pick.
Now, I have a pick, and it's going to really disappoint Rick. And I'm unfortunately going to have to use his own question to make him sad. But I think my answer might be Deadpool.
Ooh.
I like Deadpool a lot. Don't get me wrong, please. I like him. I think he's great. I think the movies are great. But the way people talk about Deadpool is the way people talk about The Last of Us in video games.
Yeah.
Like, Deadpool...
Yeah.
For all he does and for all he's worth is a punchline. Like, he's not this deep character. And, like, they try to make it seem like he is because, oh, he had cancer and he had this love of his life and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's cool, but, like, at the end of the day, he's a third grader with crude humor and just is, like, very much like, look at all the blood. Look at all the jokes. Look at all the blood and jokes. And it's like... I get it. I get why it's appealing. I think he's a cool character. I like I said, I like him a lot. But overrated, certainly. I certainly think he's way overrated. So that's my answer.
That's a good pick. Rick, now you can try not to kill yourself for us, please.
You can shoot me in the face. Like you probably are wanting to.
His second question is one that I think we'll both enjoy. Very fitting for the shirt you have on, sir. He says, Batman has proven that he can pretty much take down any character in the DC universe with very careful planning and precision. But... is there any character on the Marvel side of things that you think Batman could not overcome no matter what he tried? I'm throwing out my answer first, and I'm saying the Hulk.
It's a pretty good one.
I don't think he could take down the Hulk no matter what he tried to do because the Hulk is an unstoppable behemoth.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah. I think he could take down Iron Man. I think he could take down Spider-Man. I think he could take down...
I think he could definitely take down Spider-Man because Spider-Man's kind of like a kid.
Yeah.
Iron Man, I'm not positive.
No, I think he has more planning and precision and tactical advantage when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah,
Tony's very much reliant on his AI companion to do a lot of the work for him. So if Batman were to shoot,
well, you got to remember who designed that AI companion. It's not just a guy in the suit. Like he made that to do that for him. He's capable of doing it. He just.
I'm not discrediting him. I'm just saying his his now more reliance on the device that he created for himself ends up being his downfall in a sense where I think Batman is reliant on just him. That's why Batman's so appealing as a character, in my opinion, is the fact that like he doesn't have to rely on anything else except for his skill.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just am not so cut and dry. I'm not saying he couldn't do it. I'm just not so cut and dry to where like he could definitely like you got to remember Iron Man can just scan him like he did in Civil War and be like analyze his fight patterns to where Batman doesn't have that brute strength to where he could overcome the power. That suit is strong.
Yeah. Yeah. The only reason why Steve stood up any sort of a chance was because he has superhuman strength.
Right.
Yeah.
So and he has like acute reflexes, so he could see that opening for that.
Cap would be a good pick too, I think.
Cap is my answer, actually.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think he could take out Captain America.
I don't think so either.
Now that said, I like Batman more than Captain America personally, but I don't think he could take down Captain America.
It would have to be something crazy. He would have to develop like a serum in order to take away his strength.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, pretty much. He is. I think Batman has him bested probably in like. I don't know, like just an analytical side, like on how he would go about fighting him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not only Captain America's strength, but Captain America is Captain America for a reason. He is not staying down.
His shield also renders all of Bruce's gadgets useless.
And you're gonna have to kill him.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to find a way to kill him to get him to stop coming. If he believes there's a reason that you need to be taken out, Cap's coming until you're done.
Yeah.
So yeah, Captain America would be my answer.
I like that question, though. Thank you, Rick, for both of your questions. I hope you enjoyed both of our answers, except for Dean hating on Deadpool. Anybody else, feel free to ask us questions, especially if you're new to watching our show, Power Up. We do take questions, like I said. All you have to do is email us at our email address, which is powerup@thelevelupnetwork.com, just like Rick did. And feel free to ask us anything at all. No question's a stupid question.
Nope. Literally anything.
Unless Dean deems it stupid.
Yeah, which might happen from time to time. You can literally ask us anything. It doesn't always have... I mean, obviously, it's nice if it's about superhero stuff because that is what we do. But if you guys have other questions you want to ask about, whether it is future plans for shows or live, whatever, both of us are open books. So
we wear our hearts on our sleeves.
We sure do. And I think that's going to do it for us over here at the Level Up Network. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 41 of Power Up. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/levelupnetwork. Make sure you catch the audio versions if you like those on SoundCloud and iTunes. Make sure if you want to support us, you go on to patreon.com/thelevelupnetwork. Throw us $1, maybe more if you're feeling generous. That's the best way to support us.
Throw it at your cameras.
I am, of course, Steve Marchese. You can follow me on Twitter at @thebeast_NJ. You can
do that, I think.
You should totally do that. And then you should go ahead and swing on over to Greg Verga's Twitter at Greg Verga and follow him there.
Woo!
And that's it, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care and power up.
Power up!